Sunday soak. We're firing on all cylinders. I think my mans are playing hurt, but not too hurt today. I'm good.
Good, baby. Just tired.
We are, as always, powered by Goose Island, and we're pouring some stuff from the tap room only. I'll let you, my side, someone can tell you about it here.
This is Fun One. It's a 6.1%. It is I think it's a double dry hopped IPA. Or hazy. I can't remember exactly. I know it's fucking delicious.
Good. It smells delicious. I'm not going to lie. Let me pour one out for you. And you want to talk about that beer?
Yeah, and then this is the Vernalis, which is an APA, which is an American pale ale. And these are fucking awesome. And they're actually, the alcohol content on these motherfuckers is only at 5.4, so you can crush these all day. And they're 16-ounce can. Plus, they look cool as fuck, man. There's snakes and shit on here. They're going to get you. They're going to get you.
I didn't know you were big into snake culture.
I love snakes, man.
I love snakes. I didn't realize it.
Snake Twitter is wild. He's on it all the time. Yeah, he's always sending me tweets.
I respect that. I love
the hottest snake tweets.
I'm not into taming snakes like our guy Wally Money, but you know, hey, I like snake stuff.
Hello.
You look like some sort of adventurer right now.
I thought I was gonna get the Mortal Kombat guy. I look like Ryan.
You do have a little Raiden going.
Raiden, yeah.
You look like he was on a little float down the creek to get here to my house. When he peered over the fence there, I was like, "What the fuck is that going on?"
With snakes.
I bought this hat 2 years ago, and then I couldn't even break it out last year, you know, because it was COVID. And I was like, "What a good day is today? Break it out."
It's a great day.
Yeah, I'm
glad to see it.
I have Sunday Good Lounge, 108 gear on today. You know that.
I'll wear
the gold or the silver. We'll keep it raw.
So the humble brag this week, I'm gonna take.
Go for it, baby.
Yesterday, we went to the game after quite a few drinks on Friday as well. Mm-hmm. Went to the game late night Friday. It was a rough morning. Still went, got drunk, had plenty of shandies yesterday.
Yes, we sure did. They were delicious.
And then to prove to myself that I'm ready to enter back into the Vegas world, I went home, showered, and went back out.
Yes.
Went out late drinking old fashions because you gotta go to the whiskey. And then I woke my ass up, got some McDonald's, and got him.
I was trying to explain to someone who was hanging out here in the backyard how feral Teresi was before he was married and before you could drink like that. You were an animal back then, man. You toned it down a little bit. You tried to. What the fuck was that?
By a bird. Randy Johnson here.
Fucking fly by there.
Well, I remember we used to play softball.
Yeah.
There would be plenty of times where you'd pick me up at 7 in the morning to go out to play the early game, and I had just got home.
Right, the good old days, as they would say. All right, well, this is the Sunday Soak, as we mentioned, powered by Goose Island. We have tons of Goose Island selection here. Hope you take a look at all these, find these in the ballpark where you can. Some of these are special. You're not going to be able to find them there. We're doing an all-questions show, like we tend to do on these Sunday Soaks. And so we appreciate your questions. There were a ton of them, terrific ones. I wasn't able to squeeze them all in, but we're going to get to as many as we can in this Sunday Soak show. And we're going to start off with Iowa Sox. And Iowa Sox question is, there's been a lot of 108ing lately. What's your hangover cure? Or is there a go-to remedy or food that each of us have to cure a hangover? Or do we just keep on 108ing right through it? Easy, you want to start?
Well, so I do have a remedy that I get from Mexico. I don't know why it's only sold in Mexico. Actually, I do know why it's only sold in Mexico.
Yeah.
But it's an Alka-Seltzer product. They used to make it here. It was called Alka-Seltzer Morning After or some shit like that back in the day.
Well, the morning after, I understand why they got rid of it. I can be some confusion.
Yeah,
I got you the Alka-Seltzer.
I did a little bit.
Why is that baby still here?
It was something like that. But it's
called a good seller here.
It's called Boost now, Alka-Seltzer Boost, which just has more of a cocaine feel to it.
That feels a little nicer.
But it's one of my go-tos because it combines a bunch of different things. It's because it has Alka-Seltzer, it has a little aspirin in it, and then it's got the you get rid of all the ailments all kind of at once.
Oh,
I wasn't even paying attention. I should have blocked it. That big can is the easiest to block.
Dude, you just set your cat off too. Pinky's in there like, what the fuck is that?
Saw something fly by.
But yeah, so Alka-Seltzer Boost, you can buy it pretty much anywhere. I think I get it on eBay now, but people ship it from from very Southern California. Like they're just like walking over to
Mexicali.
Tijuana and going like,
Yeah.
send it all over.
How about you, my son? What's your theory?
I'm a big Excedrin for migraine guy. So like I normally will know by 2:00 in the morning if I'm gonna have a hangover. So I usually pop 2 then, and then pop 2 when I wake up. A lot of antacid. Take a lot of antacids, which probably isn't the best for me. But try to stay away from like drinking or eating anything before I come here. And then I will eat almost immediately after with some food. But yeah, the get like when back in the day when we would have to do this like post game or like even like now that we're doing in the morning, just as soon as you start drinking, then you're back in the game. Your body forgets. Like it remembers Monday, but it forgets on Sunday.
Yeah, it's true. I generally use nothing. I don't have any remedies. I just try to fight through it. I try to go as long as I can before trying to pop an Advil or something like that. If it's really bothering me, I'll have a glass or 2 of wine. Usually it's set to be back right. So for me, I guess I just keep on wading right through that shit. I generally don't take.
Bother me. I don't just have 2 glasses of wine.
2 glasses of wine will knock that shit right out, man. It's it's from nature. Wine is good for you. It's from nature. I don't take any fucking drugs. I'm not a drug addict like these 2 guys. I just go all natural.
The 5 milligram edibles I used to take too with the CBD. That used to help a lot. But then I got too used to it, so I stopped doing it. But now I'm sure if I did it, I would get high as fuck. And I try to not be high as fuck for the Sunday stuff.
Congrats. All right.
Just mildly high, like I am now.
The next question is from South Slider. And South Slider says, playoffs start tomorrow. What's your pitching rotation? My side, I'm going to let you go first. It is brutal.
This is brutal.
Yep.
And it's going to be it's hard to say this, but I feel like you have to go. This is so bad. But you have to go Lynn. You have to go Keuchel, and then your third. If you get to a third one, it's Rodon. I mean, I don't want to like put Giolito out, but he got shelled yesterday.
It was not a great performance.
Shelled, and it's so I
3 homers to the Tigers.
I can't put him in, and it's not because I think Giolito can turn it around and have a great second half of the season.
Yep.
Like you figure you're only going to get half a good season out of most pitchers anyway, right? So if he has it in the second half, great. But I can put him in there. I think your Lynn is your number 1 guy right now.
I think Lynn and Rodon are the top 2. They're starting games 1 and 2. I think though I might even put Keuchel as the 4th.
4?
I just I feel like he is just getting hit really hard. I haven't looked to see the actual exit velocity on players hitting him, but it just from an eye test in the park, it just seems like they're just hitting it really hard against him.
Yeah, I mean, I actually don't disagree with you. I would push Keuchel out of there. I would go with Lynn number 1. I think it's pretty obvious right now through the first 60 games or 55 games or whatever. Number 2, I would also go Rodon, but I would have Michael Kopech as the caddy in that situation behind Rodon, just in case. All right, just in case we run into anything. And I would go Gio in that 3rd game, and then I'd be looking to bring back those same guys on short rest. I'd be looking to bring back a Lynn on short rest, and then actually for game 5, I might toss that up. I might end up with some mixture of guys, but I would bring back Lynn on short rest in 4.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a little scared of Keuchel. That's what gets interesting when you get to the 7-game series. Are you going with Keuchel or are you going with Dylan Cease in that 4th game? Right now I might almost go with Dylan Cease. To be honest with you, it's
you're just trying to kiss Giolito's ass.
No, it's risky. Yep. It's risky, but I've seen Cease have more dominating performances than I've seen Keuchel have. And let's not forget last year's playoff when Keuchel looked like shit in that playoff game.
Listen, he threw the game. Trying to get okay?
He's a secret agent.
You guys talked me into not starting Dallas Keuchel in the 2nd game. Carlos Rodon, as crazy as that is, Carlos Rodon is the number 2 game starter.
I think so. I think that's probably right. A great question there, South Slider. The next question is from a longtime guy, White Sox Sal.
Fuck you, Sal.
Sal asks, is it time for broadcasters to finally retire the Miguel Cabrera is dangerous shtick? It's silly. That was a different player. Treason.
Yeah. I mean, he homered yesterday,
right?
That's
the most like homered yesterday. He's still sneaky dangerous.
But he's not.
No.
He's a shell of the former Miguel Cabrera.
Yes, right.
Yes. A fatter shell, but a shell nonetheless. And it's like
round candy shell.
He's a peanut M&M.
It's almost kind of sad to watch as he kind of declines, because I agree that he was a different player, but he was a generational talent. He was an amazing hitter, and to see him now not being quite that, it's kind of sad because he's going to keep hanging around probably longer than he should.
Yeah.
Just because the money's like, you can't just leave like $100 million on the table.
Right.
You're gonna play through
You
that.
can't?
So like, no, you can't.
I do that all the time. All the time.
Leave $100 million.
Always.
That's the My Sox summer way. Leave $100 million.
Just leave it. Just leave it on the table. I'll make it later. Yeah.
I was thinking about that too, Treasy. It gets to a point where the player is almost embarrassed of their own performance as they get down the end. I wonder if we're going to start seeing more concentrated contracts as it go, because we've seen the same thing with Pujols.
Well,
Pujols is a shell of himself. Why not just squish that contract down, pay them higher AAV? I mean, I know why. The teams like leverage. The teams want a mortgage. They want to pay the shit a long time from now. They don't want to pay the guy when he's worth it. They want to stretch that shit out as far as possible. Then they can turn around and also blame the player. Oh, the player sucks, and they're hamstringing us, so we can't. So it's dual for the teams to want to do this shit. But from the player standpoint, yeah, I agree with you. It feels sad. I'm always hoping for a dead cat bounce from these guys. Like, I'm hoping that Miguel Cabrera has like a couple months where he's really good,
start juicing again.
where he doesn't play against the Sox, of course.
Yeah.
But because you feel bad.
Yeah.
Well, what's more embarrassing though, Albert Pujols or Miggy Cabrera?
Oh, Pujols right now, but like
Right, 100%.
Miggy's not to the end of his contract yet.
Right, he's younger too.
It's Miggy. Miggy in 3 years. I think he's still got 3 years left on that contract. Like, I don't know what that player's going to look like.
Yeah.
not
Still
good.
homered off our East yesterday, so it's kind of hard, to be like, this guy's totally washed. But hey, maybe he's there. Maybe he's a good clubhouse guy.
Mostly washed.
Mostly.
He's mostly dead.
Materially washed. All right. The next question is from Josh Nelson. And Josh asks, how hot does the outside temperature have to be for it to be too hot to be in the hot tub? Like right now, it's pretty much too hot for it to be in the hot tub. I lowered the temperature to 88 degrees for today's
great.
Sunday soak. So it's like bath water.
Yeah.
When we're normally using this, let's say it's a night in the fall where you guys are coming over, we're just going to hit the hot tub with a few drinks in the yard. The temperature of the hot tub will be like 100 degrees. Okay. It would be impossible for us to do this show at 100 degrees. Like
Oh no.
after all the weekend of drinking and shit, there's absolutely no way. Normally when we're in here,
It was 98 last
if it's a lower temperature, we keep about 94. I keep about 94.
I'll tell you what, though, fellas,
balls high.
bathwater style I like because
This
I
is
would just love to take a bath with you two.
Nothing
great-
sexual.
What a great show!
Great Sunday.
Just wash each other a little
We got the
bit.
train, and then you can turn it around, wash
Yeah.
each other's backs, all that.
I
We
feel
can
like
record that. We can
Yeah.
record that. I think.
Well, I was pulling hair out of my shoulder yesterday, and he's like, "Yeah, shave your back, dude." And I was like, "No, I don't."
See,
I don't.
he would do it for you.
Yeah,
No, he
He's
said,
probably
he's like, "I
awesome.
shave everything," and I was like, "Thanks, I really needed to know that."
No one cares.
Yeah, and then when he kept pulling, I was like, "Keep going." He's like, "No, man, that's gross." And I go, "Why you keep going?" What are you doing? What are you doing?
It's gross, but I love it.
Yeah, like, all right.
So yes, there is a temperature.
It's too
That
hot.
temperature is right now, but like, we're playing through it. All right, we're gonna suffer through this shit.
Hot in the hot tub.
All right, next question is from Brian, and Brian said, "Who's a former player that you most like to see the team bring on as an ambassador or minimally celebrate at the ballpark?" Let's let someone go first. Someone who's not kind of in the fold right now.
Man. Probably, and I know why they probably haven't, but Jack McDowell is probably like a guy that should probably be back around. Like, because Kittle at some point is probably going to go away. So we need that other, like, white, Republican voice to come out for the three White Sox. And so I feel like Jack McDowell could provide that necessary voice.
Okay.
You know?
All right, I see that. Treasy, how about you?
Sorry for a loop there.
minimal so ambassador versus minimal celebration. I'm gonna separate these because I want
Okay.
guys to minimally celebrate the 100 games that Jose Canseco played with the.
Of course.
I can't keep being the only person to bring it up. But there was that kind of early 90s pitching staff that I thought was very good.
Mhm.
And there's some guys there. And the one guy that I would think of is Alex Fernandez. Because he's a big, thick boy now.
Oh,
And
there's
so
no question.
I would just love if there was if they're sending someone to the 108 as one of the ambassadors, like Alex Fernandez needs to come out there and sit with us.
Could you imagine Alex Fernandez just housing King Nam in a hot dog?
Oh, man, I would love it.
He come out for $1 dog and eat 28 hot dogs or something like that. That's how a pro athlete does.
I'm in for that.
Minimally celebrate and kind of bring back the first name that came to my mind, and they were not going to do it, and I don't think they could do it.
Oh, Jesus.
But a guy who we all enjoyed when he was here, both terms of when he was here, is Juan Uribe.
I'll take one.
I loved Juan Uribe in a Sox uniform, and Juan Uribe is a ton of fucking fun. But thinking more along the theme of we have the Cuban pipeline now, I would bring back Jose Contreras because Jose Contreras was the key to those 05, 06 teams. He's a very good player on those teams. You know, he was one of the guys that threw the complete game in the ALCS. So I would bring someone like Jose Contreras back. I think he could be a nice ambassador, and we kind of need some more ambassadors going in that direction, in my opinion, a Spanish-speaking direction. So I'd choose like Jose Contreras.
Jose Contreras is still teaching kids how to pitch down in Florida.
Every time they show him, he looks like he can still fucking play. He looks like he's in great shape, you know? It's unbelievable.
He definitely looks like he could beat someone's ass.
Yes. He looks better shape now
than when he was playing. Yes. He was playing, exactly. All right, next question is from our guy, Nick Garcia. And Nick wants to know, if you had $50K to spend on yourself, what would you spend it on? And here's the rules. You have to use all the money in a single day, and you cannot use it to pay down debt or bills.
I love it.
So, Dreezy, why don't you go first?
So I would. There's two places that I would think to go, and one is Vegas.
Yep.
But the other's Amsterdam. And I'm not sure if I would live through either experience. But I feel like
you should have 50 grand in Amsterdam.
Vegas is one of those places. Amsterdam's like it doesn't have that side of it where it's like you can really do some high roller shit, right? Like everything's pretty much even keel, right?
Yeah.
So I think it would have to be Vegas because I feel like Vegas is a place where like you go and you can do all these things that are super expensive. You could stay in like this luxury suite overlooking the thing. You could have a cabana at the pool.
Yep.
You could get fucking pictures of Red Bull and vodka like we've done before. You could, and then at the end of the night when you got the last of that money, you could bet it all. You might double it up.
How about you, my son?
So, like, is it lame if I say I just want to build a new garage and trick it out?
No, go ahead.
That's probably what I would do. Like, that's the first thing in my head is like, oh, if I had an extra $50,000, I'd probably build this like nice tricked out garage. You know how they do in Bridgeport where they have the front door and then the back door where you can open the back door and get that breeze?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's probably what I would do. But if I had to be like frivolous and go crazy, I'd just like, we'll just get a bunch of us motherfuckers and like go to like an all-inclusive. Like, you know, spend like 50 grand and go to an all-inclusive for like a week.
That's
like,
what,
just get nuts.
That's where my mind was. So my mind was private jet, and we'll get like the core of Sox Twitter people that have been 108 fans for a long time. We'll get us a decent sized group, maybe 25, 30 of us, and then we private jet to either Vegas, private jet to a playoff game, a Sox playoff game on the road somewhere, or I love the all-inclusive idea. Just fly into some island, and we're there for a week, just party.
I mean, it's a smart way to spend money, though. Because, like, then you don't have to pay for drinks. You only got a tip.
Everyone's, exactly.
Instead of private jet, let's get a tour bus.
I don't want to be on a tour bus.
I don't know if we can handle a tour bus.
But I feel like King
you gotta hire a driver.
Of course, yes, of course.
I can't drive no
No one's going to be driving.
King Dom's going to drop a deuce, like, within the first
That's what I mean.
minutes
There's
of being on
concerns
the
about a tour bus.
And then we can't even be in that tour bus.
This ain't Dave Matthews Band. No one should be shitting in my house.
You'll have to coach us up on the etiquette of the tour bus, but that's an idea too. All right, great question, Nick. All right, the next question is from Matt Ramsey, and Matt Ramsey says you have the ability to time travel, and you must eliminate one series before it's written. Which one are you eliminating? Grey's Anatomy, Star Wars, Clone Wars, or Big Sausage Pizza? I'm going to go into the reductive way. We cannot eliminate Big Sausage Pizza. No. I'll let you guys decide which of the other two we're going to eliminate.
Yeah.
I mean, Big Sausage Pizza is part of Americana. We cannot eliminate that.
Yeah, I mean, like, no one would get into the delivery game if it wasn't for that series.
Exactly.
So, and I can't.
Oh, you think it was Big Pizza, Big Delivery that set that up to launch the hopes and dreams of
I told you. I watched those little Caesars commercials.
Behind that shit.
I watched those little Caesars commercials, and I want to work at Big Pizza. And I think this was a Big Pizza conspiracy.
All right, so we're down to two now.
I mean, I haven't seen Grey's Anatomy, nor have I seen Star Wars: The Clone Wars. So both those two can get canceled as far as I'm concerned.
Only one.
Fuck yourself.
Only one.
So here's the thing.
Son of a bitch.
Gordon's back there like, I like that. It's
I don't.
I've got it. I'm the paranoid.
I gotta get rid of it. Yeah. That was super.
We're gonna break the balls down.
Man, I will say this, Mr. Ramsey. If you would have said like College Rules or one of those series, you know, from the web that are of
Check
adult
Casting
nature.
Couch.
Yeah. Oh yes, yes. Met video girls, met cats. Yes. Then we would have some fighting words. Big Sausage Pizza is not really big high on my list of things that I have ever watched.
It's still funny.
So it's still fun. It's good. It's good. It's a good one. But
Don't
if you want to
fucking
get to the crux, that's the crux.
It's such a bullshitter. Every time one of these things comes up, you know what? I don't really watch that. Fuck
I
that.
just
don't
said
watch
3
it.
other ones that I
You just
just
said
said.
he listed off 40.
Like, I know I'm trying to hide it.
But I agree.
No, you're trying to be too cool. You're trying to be like
I've never seen
You're
that.
trying to be you're trying to go craft porn.
You've never
Fuck
seen
you.
it.
I don't want to mix
Big
up my
Sausage Pizza.
eating and then my other stuff. You know?
You think it's gonna turn into
It's like, oh,
Caligula or
man,
something?
I should be getting turned on, but all I am is hungry for some sausage pizza.
You want to mix your two arousals?
No, I want those two separate.
So what are we eliminating? What are
Grey's Anatomy. We're getting rid of Grey's Anatomy.
bullshit? Man. You gotta keep the stupid Clone Wars. Get the Star Wars bullshit out of here.
I'm
That's
gonna go with
50,000
Clone
Star
Wars.
Wars.
There's
That's gone.
There's plenty of Clone
There's
Wars.
plenty of Star Wars bullshit. That's gone.
How
man.
many bullshit hospital dramas are there? Like 1 billion?
What is it?
There's gotta be 3 or 4. Scrubs, is that
Scar
count?
or something. Yeah.
I don't think that
I
counts.
don't know.
But anyway.
Scrubs.
New Amsterdam.
All right. Next question is from Bennett Carroll. And Bennett asks, if you could build a custom set for the podcast, what would it look like?
It would be
Oh,
the fucking
man.
set from the Merv Griffin show that they have in the in Seinfeld.
Seinfeld.
I would. That is exactly what I would build.
Man, I mean, just a lot of like visually appealing, but like some space. We all have our own little corner. Like
Yep.
we could have 2 of us across and then one on the front. Probably put Treasy in the middle and us on the sides, and we just all yell at each other. Like not unlike what Barstool did with their thing. I like their little round thing
Yeah.
where you can kind of see everybody, and then it's a good presentation and this looks good. Background graphics, definitely the 108. You know, in the background with some
Yeah.
Goose Island stuff up in there.
Well, that's the thing, too. We
All our
can build
sponsors.
out all that
Yeah.
shit behind us, you know, right?
Is money no issue here?
Money's no issue.
I think it's the Price is Right set.
Oh, that'd be cool. Like from like the
I can
70s,
play like
right?
Plinko and shit.
Yeah. Let's go 70s prices.
I
Right.
don't know where you're going with that, Treasy, but I kind of like it, especially if we're not recording.
That's enough baseball talk, everybody. Let's play some fucking Plinko.
I envision like us having the type of microphones where you can really flex them and stuff. So if I want to sit down for half the show, or if I want to stand up for a different part of the show, I can kind of flex the mic out.
I don't like that at all.
I love that.
I don't even like hearing that.
I like to be able to move around.
Moving around,
Yeah,
yelling.
yeah. I want to move around.
Like a preacher.
Yeah, I want to be able to move around. Exactly.
Oh!
So I think that my creativity will come out more if I can move around. If I'm in one spot, it hurts me a little bit. And the other thing I really want is we need you know what? We could have a really good podcast if we had a top-notch producer.
Okay.
A producer kind of helping us kind of move the thing along, because it's just self-produced at this point.
So
And I also think we each need our own mini board of drops. that we can use during the show.
definitely drops.
We need like the board where we can plug drops into the show.
Yeah.
So while we're building this set, we're also building a robot producer. Is this
I would love a robot producer.
If money was no object, we
It's
get
true.
ourselves a good producer. You know, it is
Robot producers can't say stuff that's like offensive and then get us canceled.
Yes.
That's my job.
That's exactly right. All right. The next question is from Shankster. And Shankster said, "What are your thoughts on why Beefloaf hates me and pours his beers the way he does?" And in the question, he put the gif of Michael J. Fox handing the coat to Larry David. John, I'll tell you it this way. Sometimes when you're doing brand stuff, you just have to do something that looks good visually, but may not be correct when you're doing it, because it will draw a lot of eyes and attention to it. And I figured I could break his balls and break your balls by doing that kind of pour. And I'm surprised at the outcry. A lot of people get so upset on a pour like that with a lot of foam. The foam's going to go away. As long as I be patient and let it go away, it's going to be fine. No?
Yes. No, I mean you're not wrong. It's just it's like it's a respect thing, I think, for the beer. that's what Shane saying. You know, like
Yeah.
you don't want to like.
I'm too holding the beer. I know.
You sit
disrespect
there,
to the beer.
You sit there like you're putting like ketchup on fries with your beer. You're just like shaking it in. You're like, you can't do that.
Okay. All right.
You can't do that.
It's disrespectful.
It's
Well,
apparently to the beer.
to the beer. The beer is, I think, I'm way out of line by doing
The
that.
thing you're going to consume.
It's about to deep throat it. All right.
Well, let's not get crazy.
All right. The next question is from Mr. Know-It-All. Mr. Know-It-All asks, "What beers did you pound before Goose Island came to the stadium?" Do you want to kick that up?
Yeah, so I mean, like, typically we would pound whatever was in whatever the vendors had,
Yes.
which at the time was Miller Lite,
Back
And
in the day,
then-
it was like,
MGD, which
Yes.
I hated.
yeah.
But sometimes that's all they got left.
Yep.
And you got to drink an MGD.
That's right.
But yeah, so it was mostly that. And then what was the one that we would get?
You see the Revs
The Rev Antihero, right?
Yep.
Because that was like a deal.
on like one in like section like 124 or 23. They had 24 ounce $12 anti-heroes,
Which is
which
insane.
was totally insane.
It was insane at the
and
time.
they had to stop that because we almost died. But then the other thing that we used to drink a lot of too, before way back in the day, was the Line of Kugels mixed. Like that was
Oh,
a
yeah.
special beer for us. We were like,
Yeah.
"Yo, you want to go get one of those Line of Kugel mixed beers?" And we were like, "Oh, absolutely, let's go
Let's do
try
it.
it." So we've always been looking for a craft solution somewhere.
Right.
Right, so yeah, no, but yeah, right now, especially yesterday, holy Christ, we drank the shit out of that shandy. That was just delicious.
Well, the other thing too was when they started getting craft into the bullpen bar.
Yeah,
bullpen
Craft Cave.
bar. Then,
Yep.
And now it's Craft Cave. Was Beta Brow was in there.
Yeah.
So we would drink the Beta Brow too. So
Yep.
that was also awesome.
we
Very
did
true.
drink a lot of Beta Brow there.
I mean, somewhere in between there, we drank a bunch of Corona and a bunch of Modelo for a
Yeah.
couple of years when the Switch came over. But now, because there's no beer vendors, it's kind of a free for all. We bounce around a lot.
It's basically been whatever has the least line.
Yeah, whatever's
Yeah.
the shortest line is, that's the line we're getting in, and then we'll go from there.
Unless our ladies work in the Midwest beer stand right at the top of 108, then we don't got to wait in that fucking line. Well, you found out.
So we
Right.
heard.
But she wasn't there yesterday, so I can't go there now.
You gotta wait. You're gonna have to wait, son. All right. Next question is from Chicago Brush Lion, and Lion wants to know: to fruit the beer or not fruit the beer? You see so many beers like Corona and Blue Moon that are garnished. Does it really make a difference? Or are we just appeasing our fruit stand overlords?
No.
I saw Summer. Let's get in on this fruit
Let me-
stuff.
So we got big pizza and big produce.
Big
Oh,
produce.
The last time I bought a Corona, like at one of the stands, the lady's like, "Do you want a lime with that?" And I said no. And the
Yeah.
reason I don't want a lime with it is because if I'm chugging at the end of it, I don't want to swallow the lime and potentially choke and die.
Okay.
Like, so it doesn't really
That's
matter.
fair. That's fair.
Sometimes, yes.
What the fuck
You know
are you
what?
doing?
If I'm at like a nice sit down, this is a joke. If I'm at a nice sit down, Mexican restaurant, like, and they're like, they give me the salt, or whatever with the Dos Equis, and then you can put a lime in there. I'm fucking 100% putting a lime, especially if it's those little fancy limes. You know the little drink limes.
Yeah, and so
If it's one of those, I'm 100% doing one of those motherfuckers.
I was busting your balls a little bit there, but I agree. I don't like the lime when it's in a cup.
No.
Like it just gets in the way too much.
Yeah.
Like I like
Tougher to negotiate.
I like the lime when you can jam it into a beer can.
Yeah.
Right? And you just shove it into the
Or
beer
the bottle.
can.
You
Bottle.
Turn the bottle upside
The
down.
bottle's good too.
Yeah.
I was thinking Tecate, and I can't remember if Tecate even makes bottles.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've seen that.
If anyone wants to ever bring me a
Never.
Tecate,
Never seen
like
it.
I'll take one. That's just me
Dos
saying.
You're down. You're
I like
down.
Dos Equis.
I like those.
I like
Tecates,
Tecates.
the green ones.
Tecate is like my go-to Mexican beer.
Okay. All right.
What about you?
Fair enough.
Not Tecate Titanium.
You're more of a vegetable guy. But do you like fruit in your beer?
Yeah, I don't mind fruit in my beer. I don't mind garnishing the beer if it seems appropriate. And I agree with these guys. Sometimes I'll do it with Corona, and sometimes I won't. And depends too. If we're at someone's house and I see them cut up a goddamn lime and it's fresh, yeah, give me that shit, man. I'll put that shit right in there.
Yes.
So nothing wrong with that. If the lime been sitting there for 3 weeks, I don't want that shit entering my beer. Let's keep it the fuck out of there.
One of our favorite beers from Beta Brow was Fruit Tsunami. That was a fucking delicious beer. That was to make us we were like Uncle Eddie around a fucking microwave. We pissed our pants. We had tomatoes. But yesterday was totally missing. We need them, Goose Island. We need the 16-ounce SPFs up at the rail car, man. Because we could have swapped
Damn
in
right.
an SPF every so often. And Kier, I think, keeps asking. He's like, "Where's the SPFs? Where are the SPFs? It's a great days for SPFs."
A lot of people have been asking. A lot
Yeah,
of people
so
been asking
we
us.
need the big 16ers, man. Let's go, Goose.
Let's do it.
I know you're watching.
What's up?
Yeah, let's get that back into our life. All right. Next question is from Shigerian Prince. And Prince asks, is there a temp where it gets too hot to drink beer? And if so, what do you guys drink? What's the cocktail that you're bringing in there that's not beer if you're going to drink something that's too hot?
I don't think there's a
There's
temperature. Like
That's ridiculous.
I would say that the lightness of the beer changes, right? Like
Yeah,
it does.
yesterday, I was very much like appreciative of getting some shandies.
Yes.
Like I would not have drank a stout yesterday. That would have
Not
been
a stout.
disgusting.
I don't want something really high octane when it's like that either.
Yeah, because you're gonna
get a headache a lot quicker.
Yeah. So I would say it's always good to drink beer, just in general. Like if you're going to work or whatever. But no, I don't think that there's a time that's too hot. But I will say this: if I'm thinking of like the old school picnics and shit that we used to do and things like that, you got either the watermelon that's filled with vodka, or like someone brings the potion, like those types of things. Like I'm in on that. I mean, we should just start drinking gin and juice. That's why I'm getting.
Gin and juice.
Please make a gin and juice beer.
I actually
cocktail in the thing.
I actually disagree with you guys. Totally disagree. I think the higher the temperature is, the quicker that your mouth starts getting like, I'm not feeling this beer so much. It needs to get recharged by some other kind of drink. So I'm down for a little vodka lemonade. I'm down for a little margarita. And that was nice. A nice change up when it was hot weather and they had the people walking around with the canisters with the guns and stuff. You mix in a vodka lemonade or margarita in between a couple beers and kind of keep yourself right. So that's the direction I'm going to go.
But I'm all for more canisters of frozen drinks.
That's just a given.
That's easy. That's totally obvious. All right. Next question is from Lucky Man. Lucky Man asks, at this rate, what's your over-under on the good guys clinching the division? And Lucky Man says they'll take the under on August 29th. Oh, wow. Shit, that would be an early clinch. Damn. Treasy, how about you?
I mean, is there like a plane, like the Cleveland and KC's planes crash into each other for that to happen? Like, that seems really early. I would say probably the last week of the season, I guess, would be where I put it, right?
Okay.
Like, I don't think it goes down to the last day, but I think it's going to be tough to mathematically eliminate a team in this division because there's shitty teams in this division that we're all going to beat up.
Right.
Okay. And so, like, you could see Kansas City or Cleveland, just having enough wins to be close enough to be mathematically in it. So, like, I think towards the end. Yeah, I mean, we didn't do it yesterday.
My socks up. How about you?
Same deal. I think it's going to be an over. If that's August 29th, if the under is August 29th, I'm going to take the over. I think it's going to come down. I don't think it's going to come down to the last day of the season, but like I would say like within the last couple of weeks.
I mean, I think as this team starts getting healthy, I think the juggernaut's going to keep going. I don't believe in Cleveland. I think their offense is going to fall apart. Yeah. I do not believe in Kansas City. I'll give you a date. September 11th. It's a Saturday night, 6 p.m. against the Red Sox, and Chris Sale's on the hill, and the Sox clinch against Chris Sale.
Whoa!
What about that? Oh, we do that.
Horny.
So,
pretty horny.
When we did the St. Patrick's Day thing, I saw that date, and I said I wanted to do it. Where's the halfway to St. Patrick's Day game going to be?
Yep.
And I specifically chose the 10th instead of the 11th.
For obvious reasons.
Yes. But I will love your statement, but I would have chosen the day before.
Of course you did. Of course you did. All right. Next question is from Sean Roberts. And Sean asks, at what point do we take it as disrespect that the One-Away boys don't come out to Iowa?
I mean, what's in Iowa? If you are the attraction in Iowa, you should just come to Chicago and hang out. We're going to go see Mrs. Beefloaf's childhood home? What else is there?
Is there a plaque there?
I don't know, like maybe does Hosking have like an underground casino or something? Tell me why I'm coming to Iowa. And if it's just to visit you, just come to Chicago. We'd love to see you. And we've got Chicago here.
I can't get these motherfuckers to go to the burbs. I'm not getting them to go to Iowa. I can't get them to come to my hometown either. They're very like, no, I don't know.
You know what's awesome too?
I had to get married to get Teresa to show up in my hometown.
And I didn't even go.
And you didn't even go. You were like, you big time, dude.
Well, I had family obligations, motherfucker. It was Thanksgiving.
I 100% understand. No problem.
You know, I tell you, I love it because, me and Beef grew up here, and, I don't know, it's something about being city folk. You don't want to leave. Like, everything is far. Like, everything that's not your neighbor is far.
Everything feels far.
I already heard it out of Josh yesterday. Josh Nelson, he's been in Bridgeport for like a month. And he's like, we mentioned a brewery, and he's like, that's way too far. That's like, yes.
He's already assimilated.
Welcome to Bridgeport.
Sean, to answer your question seriously, and not to give you the blatant disrespect that Teresa gave you, and what she always gives everyone. He tries to seem like a nice guy, but my son's someone I know the truth. Bad guy, Teresa. Okay? I am actually going to be in Iowa in July. Okay, I've got some family obligations, but we're going to see. I'll be in the Des Moines area, and I think you're in the Des Moines area, so we'll see if I can get loose for a couple hours. Maybe we'll meet up for a couple drinks, and I will dispel this disrespect you're feeling about the 108 boys not coming out to Iowa. We'll get a chance to meet up, okay?
And a lot of people think Sterling is in Iowa, so like basically,
I don't know what direction Sterling is.
It's another place.
100%. We've talked about this many times, and you told me west a bunch of times.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure I drove south forever to get to Sterling, and that's how I got there.
I don't know.
I don't believe you. I just don't believe you.
I wonder what the latitude and longitude lines are.
How close is
There's
it?
at no point you don't go. You never go south. You might go a
close
little
is it
north.
to Carbondale? Is it next to Carbondale?
It's next to Clinton, Iowa.
Fucking bad guy. Relax on this. Bad guy. Next question is from Quincy. How the hell does Quincy get a question in here?
She's right there. She should have to read it.
She should have to come on camera and read this shit. All right. Her question is, what's your karaoke song of choice?
Oh man, "Busted Move" by Young MC.
He snapped that up like nothing.
I mean, it's really easy. Like it's the best song. People love that shit. Yeah.
See, I need something where I don't think the singer's very good to begin with.
Busted Move, Young MC.
Young MC is a good one. Like watching Young MC do Epic with Faith No More, you could tell that Young MC not much of a singer, but it's still amazing to see.
Oh, I agree with you on this. I was thinking something like "The Distance" by Cake.
So
I can handle that, maybe.
and
That's just
it's
talking.
monotone.
It's
too.
monotone.
So
Exactly.
like there's a song that like I rarely do karaoke, but I've done karaoke a few times, and this is the song that I usually go with, and it's because everyone knows it, and it's a fairly like monotone song.
Sweet Caroline.
No, it's always something there to remind me.
Oh,
that's a good
yeah, that's a good choice.
And like you don't have to hit any notes.
Everyone else will start singing along with it.
Melodic, though.
It's melodic.
Yeah.
But like you don't have to hit any notes. You could just almost talk it.
That's a great call. All right, the next question is actually from King Nam, who just walked in. He just walked in. Right as this question's coming up, and his question is, what's the easiest and least suspicious way to make your spouse disappear? Can I go first, guys?
And she just walked in.
Would you mind me going first?
I love it, Drew Peterson.
File for bankruptcy. They'll be gone in a minute. You wouldn't see how fast your spouse will be gone. You file for some bankruptcy.
I mean, recent events notwithstanding, just tell them they can have the night out and they fucking just take off on you. That's an inside joke for the fellas. And my wife doesn't watch this, so she'll never say anything. I would say, yeah, like you lose your money or give them a card with no limit and just say, hey, go on your news. And then they probably just roll right out.
Yeah.
See you later.
You'll never see him again. Yeah.
I've watched the movies on the internet, and I think if you get a buddy who's like rich and handsome.
Yep.
And then you just let them start staying at your house all the time. One thing always leads to another when you're gone for an hour.
So there's 1 hour.
If there's 1 hour to spare,
And we do have a rich buddy that is a little like single who's raising his hands in the audience right now. We can filter.
That's not his hand.
We can't have that on camera.
It is an arm.
That's for the OnlyFans. That's for the OnlyFans.
Not YouTube. We gotta go to a different tube.
To get that one lined up. All right. Next question is from Liam Menus, and Liam asks, "What delicious food item would you rub on your glove or hat to get that extra spin on your off-speed pitches?"
See, it's got to be Jardiniere, right? Like it's like
no, it's too.
But I don't know
because you want sticky.
You got to go on the other side. What I was thinking about is the other night, Bonita Sticky got the funnel cake.
Yeah.
And that powdered sugar, when it coagulates a little bit, it's sticky and hard as a fucking rock.
Yeah.
So I was like, I think I get a little powdered sugar on the tips of my fingers, and it will look like the rosin, and then I'm lined up.
What about some Parmesan? That would be delicious too.
Parmesan and oil? You get that lined up?
Yeah.
If I've learned
and a bread mitt.
If I've learned anything about having kids,
halfway through the game, I'm just out there barehanded.
If I've learned anything from having kids, if you have anything with syrup at any point in the day, it's on you still by the end of the day. You just eat some pancakes in the morning, and you just keep going your beard or whatever. You get some good grip. And people come up and be like, "Man, he's been using something." They're like, "We don't know anything. We just smell fucking delicious maple syrup."
This guy, and you look like someone who's had a McGriddle today, right? So like,
or this inning.
Yeah. I was eating McGriddles in the dugout. You motherfucker. Fucking McGriddle. They have a McGriddle hot chicken at McDonald's, 2 for $3, real good.
I can't wait till the MLB has to ban the
All right.
McGriddle. The McGriddle is banned from MLB baseball.
Good question, Liam.
Yeah, that's a great question. And we'll close it out. Final question, as it always is, from Wine Rebates Cup. And Wine Rebates Cup asks, Herm Schneider, Don Cooper, Tony La Russa, all three have dirty adult diapers. Who are you changing first and why? Can I start?
of course,
I would love to start.
of course. I don't want to start.
I was thinking about this from a pure amount of mass of ass crack.
Right.
And Tony should have the smallest, shortest caboose. So I think I'll go with Tony first because I don't think he's going to make that mess the other
that's
two
a
can
terrible
make.
idea
way.
because you're not thinking of messy drunk shits.
Messy drunk shit.
That's
You were in that band, I think.
we played Lollapalooza.
Second stage.
Second stage. Yeah, you can't be on the main stage.
We went on right after Limp Bizkit. But it's got to be Herm, and here's why it's got to be Herm. Herm has taken care of our players for us for so long. That whole stint kept them. It's time for us to take care of Herm.
Oh, that's a
All
great
right.
call. Great call.
We need to reciprocate the good deeds that he did. He wiped everyone's ass on the team for years.
Especially Big Hurts.
They kept going, Herm, we don't want you to do this, but he was dedicated.
Yes, we
He was
appreciate that.
dedicated
Yeah.
to the job, and
You want
now
to above and beyond.
we've got to be dedicated to Herm.
So the way Loaf did it, was talking about it, I feel like you do it the opposite way. You do it with the guys that are going to produce the most mass first, because there's the potential to have the leaks, and then you have to change their clothes, and then it becomes a whole big thing. So like you got to go with Herm first, then you go with Don Cooper, then you go with Tony La Russa, because I feel like there's more of a I mean, I know I'm taking this way too seriously.
No, you're
There's
thinking you
more
have
of
to change all three. You only get to choose one. You don't got.
I think that's
choose
one.
one.
Just Herm.
I know you're being selfish and you want to change all three of their diapers, but that's not the question. All right, Wine Rebates
Herm.
does not want that to happen. Okay.
All right, Herm. That's the first one. That's the one I
You're
did.
cleaning up big Pinot shits. Man, I don't know what you're doing.
I know what Pinot shits are all about. Okay.
Terrible idea.
I want to say this is the second Sunday soak in a row, and I think in 2 weeks, and we haven't gotten a question from Matt. So get your ass together, Matt, and fucking ask a goddamn question.
Or did we?
We did it. I didn't use it.
Oh!
I didn't use it. Yes.
Then you
All right.
get your shit together.
All right, fine. From now on,
Back
if Matt puts a question in, I will use it no matter what it is.
By the way, our producer has abandoned us.
Yeah, totally.
I'm gonna have to pay Mr. Hand to go click the big red button to end this shit.
The big red
Our
button.
producer left. She
It's big,
She
big
fucking
sausage
quit.
pizza, big red button.
said enough.
Oh, yeah.
She's had enough of this.
That's
shit.
it. We're out of here.
Go
Have a
Sox,
great
win
game.
the fucking game.
We'll talk to you
Sox.
Yeah,
later.
we'll see you at the game. Fuck it.
See if
you
we'll
know?
see if Mr.
Later.
Hand can figure this out. It's the big giant red end broadcast button.
Allegedly.